For my project, I will be talking about Kim Jong and his unpredictability that could possibly pose potential problems for intergovernmental organizations such as NAFTA, the Shan countries, the EU, the Mercosur, all over the world. Because North Korea has definitely been in the business of making weapons of mass destruction that have been more powerful. Um, they seem to have more biological technology advances, which also increases the potential threat for war and all of these corrupt business going on between these governments. So, the big problem is that Kim Jong, or what seems to be understood, is that Kim Jong, which is now the ruler of North Korea, has this unpredictable, very not tactful approach to how he is handling these weapons that he is creating. There have been reports that he has been doing continual tests with these biological weapons of mass destruction, and that there has been, undocumented or unfair transportation between the bordering countries such as like China and Japan and all these other countries that the weapons are going into, which poses some kind of threat towards, the NAFTA countries as well as the EU, but more so like towards NAFTA because the US alone, they have such powerful military assistance that in the realist world that is what makes the country the most powerful. So in that sense, we are the most powerful country. We have the military assistance to defeat basically any country because we are just that more technologically advanced within that area. Now, from a liberal approach, there has to be some compensation for other organiz- inter into organizations such as like the European Union, Mercosur, or Shan countries. So in that sense, there has to be some account for the international organizations that are in this sort of mess. It is said that Kim Jong thinks that the military power will, set out a message that no one can overthrow him, but that is not the case from all different types of angles. More so from like that's more so a constructive realism um, idea because kind of like a defense approach, like, hey, I have all this power from these weapons that I've created, and I dare you to touch me. Um, but that could cause a war between, the U.S. and North Korea, which is the main problem now because seeing that the U.S. is coming on this U.S. presidential election, and being that Trump, this is actually mentioned within the article, that Trump has the potential of becoming the next president, and he really doesn't know how to deal well with international relations in that regard. So that could definitely set some type of playing field for the next World War III because um, as far as Trump states, he wants to make America great again, which is basically entailing he wants just uh, one set of rules, one set of what these people identify with, what they look like, and what they want to accomplish. Everything is just has to be like almost robotic, like almost the same. So kind of going back to Hitler and the Holocaust. There had to be one race, the Aryan race, and things of that nature. He had military power. He had all this assistance, but I don't think there would be any type of like abrupt solution because there's always, transitions between the people who are holding these positions of power and where their head is at and who has the actual power to pass these laws and who can actually, talk to these individuals within these meetings and say, hey, this is not a good idea, or maybe they might not have any type of settlement between disputes. They might be like go back to their countries and decide that war would be the best option. Destroying each other's property would be, you know, the best option in trying to maintain that political power between the U.S. and the Asian countries and the European countries and Africa, South America, and all that. So my best bet would be to, I feel as though they should take a more liberal approach. And when they sit down for these disputes and meetings, that they should definitely have some type of regard toward the other countries, the other international problems, um, other the other people in power, where their head is at, and what they are thinking in terms of these weapons of mass destruction being constantly tested, produced, and where this will lead to in the future years. Because in all honesty, this is going to lead to war because you keep creating these weapons and nobody can trust anyone in these governments. So no, there is no middle ground. There is no general consensus. Everybody wants to fight for the highest power. So that is when I say we need a reconstruction within our government, and we need a more mixed crowd rather than just having majority realist approach. We want the power. We will bomb you. We will attack you. We have all this other assistance to make it seem like we didn't really do it, but we actually did. So there's a lot of like theory and you know different aspects that can go behind this one individual problem, and that goes for any problem in international relations. And I think this is very interesting, honestly, because I never thought about it in a more um, definition approach, taking global politics and comparative world and all these classes that have prepped me for this course. But it's definitely an eye opener, and it's definitely made me realize like the thought process of many governments, intergovernmental organizations, and how they actually come to their final decision. So that's my project. Hope you guys liked it, and yeah, have a nice day.